Mama mbezi mbende ndyekumiza ndyekumiza. Upon this day. My father is a primary school teacher. One of the most memorable days is the day he left college after his graduation. He knew how much I had developed a liking for reading. It was on a Friday evening in August in 1998. I was just 8 years old. It was upon this day that he brought a gift for me, which created a treasured moment. This was small acts of love beyond my comprehension coming from my father. It was upon this day that he came home, and before he had settled, he handed me a book. The musty smell of something old hit my nose as I opened the vintaged cover. The fragile yellowing pages felt dry to my eager but trembling fingers. The old-fashioned typescript piqued my curiosity, pulling my eyes pagewards, hungry to devour the mysteries that lay before me. I had heard stories about this man, but had never had the pleasure of reading about him. It was upon this day that I received the gift of his book, My Life in Crime, by John Kiriamiti. It was upon this day that I received this very special gift. Special because it was the first gift I had ever received in form of a book, which I had desired for a long time. Kiriamiti, as the book explains, was a 1960s criminal who had escaped numerous arrest attempts and had become the most wanted man in Kenya. He robbed many banks and was involved in ending the lives of many people through his escapades. The very last time he robbed became his turning point. He had escaped the jaws of death narrowly and decided that it would be his final act as a criminal. The book is extremely interesting and jaw-dropping. It is one of the very first read way back when I became interested in thrillers. In chapter 1, he started by narrating how he didn't believe a group of men could organize and perpetuate crime against fellow men. Then he goes ahead and narrates how they planned and executed their missions. There is also a huge twist toward the end that will blow your mind when their vehicles rolls despite their injuries. He manages to run holding the gun ready to use on the police chasing him. It is phenomenal. I picked it and could not put it down until I had flipped the very last page and read to the final full stop, where he was skeptical about narrating his ordeal in prison. The book states, I stared vacantly into space for 3 minutes, deep in thought. At last, I said, prison. For God's sake, don't remind me about prison and the things men do to others. Let us leave it at that. And for sure, we left it at that. But maybe tomorrow, you never know. I will recommend this read to young children who are seeking to become good writers for this reason. My relation with my dad hasn't been that rosy. But despite this, the gift of this book was something that he gave me that I treasured. Something that I will never forget because it was a significant moment in my life journey. Oh, the impact of this book left a lifetime impression on me. With that experience, I am always reminded that a book is a powerful tool to transform the world. Don't ever underestimate the power of a book.